I am Dr. Amanda. For those that do not know me, I am the owner and CEO of Adkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine. And I am so excited to be talking with you all today because I get this question. People just tell me, like, Dr. Amanda, I want to get healthy, but I feel it's just too overwhelming. There's so much information out there. I don't know what to listen to, I don't know what to do. And I'm here to ease your mind. You do not have to be feeling overwhelmed. And to know that, like, you're like, yeah, that's easy for you to say. But you don't have to fix everything at one time. Okay. So let's break it down a bit here. So, what can you do here so you do not feel overwhelmed? Because that is a feeling that I know too well, unfortunately, to know, to say the least, that when we think about our health and wellness, you're like, there's so many things to do, so little time. And I'll take you back to my journey when I first realized that I need to make a change in my life if I wanted to become healthier. And some of you that have seen my videos may know my story, but others that have not, I was an obese teenager. And I would say at the age 13, 14, I just remember I was a freshman in high school and I weighed 199 pounds as a 13 and 14-year-old girl. And that just devastated me. Like, I can say I looked in the mirror, I can tell that, excuse me, that I was overweight and I didn't like the way I kind of felt in my clothes, felt in my body. But just seeing that number on the scale just made a huge difference for me, an eye opening. And it's not so much the number on the scale, just like what it meant and where I did not want to go. And I say it would have made that big of an impact if I was already like 205 or if I was 190. But because it was like right there on the edge of going from the first number being a one to the first number being a two, I think that did something in my mind that like triggered, like, I have to draw a line here. And you may be at that point right now to where you're like, I have to draw a line in the sand that I am not coming back to this place. I'm going to the healthier side and stay to that side, whether it's, a number on the scale, whether it's your blood pressure readings, whether it's your blood sugar readings, whether you're just feeling tired all the time, or you're just like, I just know these illnesses run in my family and I just don't want to be on that other side, right? Whatever it is, like, just know that you can say, this is the starting point. I'm not going backwards. I'm not going into the negative digits. I love math. But I'm going to move forward. And no matter how hard it may be, I'm going to keep moving forward. Okay. And so that was like my eye-opening moment. And I can tell you that I probably, naive at the time. I was like, I'm just going to pick one thing I can do differently. And that is the first step. You just choose one habit that you can focus on to do different than what you're doing currently. And for me, that first step was just exercising. I was just moving my body more. And that can be something that you're doing. If you are a person that, has a desk job and you're sitting all the time, or if you're a person that goes from, work to the car, to the couch, to the bed, and not really doing a lot of movement with your body, then I mean, that could be your first step. That first habit to change is actually to move your body more. And what would that look like? That could be, taking the stairs, during, before and after work. Not just like going up the stairs to your, second floor bedroom. That could be, some movement, but we want to do something that can like really get you moving, get you motivated, that you can do consistently to make it a new habit, not something that you necessarily already do, but you can do something like a 15-20 minute walk at lunchtime, something like you're like, you can start like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to do this because I know I can clear my schedule and I'm going to make sure that I take that time and do that. Or you can say, I'm going to drive home, I'm going to park my car, and I'm not going to go in the house. I'm going to actually go for a walk before I go in the house. Anything like that. And that's going to be important to where it's set to a certain frequency. We'll get to that point in a minute. But step one is to actually focus on one thing you can change. Maybe your issue is not movement. Maybe it's not exercise. Maybe it's drinking more water. My water here, that you can start doing. Saying that, especially as it's getting colder outside, some of us are not drinking enough water. You can say, I'm going to set an alarm on my phone and I'm going to make sure I drink, 3 or 4 ounces of water every single hour, whatever that may be. And that'll get you up and moving if you drink more water because you'll have to go to that bathroom. But drinking more water definitely could be a habit that you start to do. And again, we'll talk more about how you can make that a habit because it's sometimes when we do not tie it with things, it can actually be trouble to keep it going. So that's why I want to relate it to like walking at lunchtime, walking when you first get home from work, or adding in more water, setting an alarm to drink a couple of ounces every hour, or adding in a vegetable at one meal. If you watch any of my videos, I was going to talk about adding in vegetables. I couldn't let you go without talking about eating more vegetables because we need more vegetables in our diet. Yes. But yeah, adding in leafy greens. So if you can add in leafy greens, I'm gonna love my leafy greens somehow, some way, or if there's a certain vegetable that you're like, okay, I can deal with this. My daughter's like, okay, mom, I'll eat the carrots that I keep putting in her lunchbox every single day. Trying to get her to add in more veggies to her diet for herself. It's just like, here, this meal a day, this meal a day, we're gonna add in veggies, raw veggies for your diet here. So just whatever it is, just pick one thing that you can do. It doesn't have to be anything too out there because we don't want you to feel overwhelmed. We want you to pick something small and something that's achievable. Again, 10, 15, 20-minute walk, drinking a couple of ounces of water every hour, adding in one vegetable to each meal. You can do that, right? Say, yes, Dr. Amanda, I can do that. I want you to type in the chat. Yes, I can do that, right? The next step would be make it obvious, okay? So that is what I was talking about before. When you choose a habit, you want to tie it to something, make it obvious, set the reminder on your phone, prep your environment for what is about to come. So you want to make sure that if you are going to walk at lunchtime, that you keep a pair of, tennis shoes in your office or keep them in your car. So you're not like, oh, I can't walk in these heels. I don't want to twist my ankle while I'm walking. You want to prep your environment, actually have the shoes there ready to go. You want to actually put cues in certain places. So that's like if you park your car, you're like, oh, I know I need to get out and actually go walking. And then having like a bowl of veggies that's already cut up that you can just like take with you and just actually grab that for your one vegetable that you add in. So you don't have to be like, oh gosh, I got to cut up all these vegetables. I got to make it a snack. Or you can get pre-cut vegetables. That's what I do with the carrots. And then they're already ready. You just pull them out the bag, put them in a little baggie or put it in your little container and you have it already ready. That's going to be obvious there for you. So set reminders on your phone. You can make sure you have the veggies prepped and ready to go. And then make sure you have like your environment ready, your tennis shoes ready to walk, whether it's in your office already, you just keep a pair there so you never have to remember to keep them in your car. Or you can keep them in your car or you keep them by the door, like right outside your garage door. Like I know we keep shoes out there and you can just like, oh, I'm not going all the way in the house because I need to go for my walk. Let me grab my pair of tennis shoes and take it and go for my little walk there. So that can be something simple that you can do. And again, you want to make it obvious. You want to be out there. You don't want to like put the tennis shoes, in a drawer or behind a shelf or anything like that. You want to put them like right in your desk so you can see them as you sit down or right by your office door. So you're like, oh, I see those like every time you have to go out after you're drinking your water, your reminder water. I'm like, oh, I need to put my tennis shoes on because I need to go for a walk. Make it obvious, make it right there in front of your face. That's a way that you can actually, after you choose your habits, you can keep it going. Then you want to habit stack. And this is something we got from Atomic Habits. So if you have not read that book, I may have to link it in the comments. Atomic Habits. That's something I really like for my patients and clients to look at because when we want to make something stick, we usually have to stack it with something else, like pull it together with something. So that's why I said go for a walk during lunchtime, because he's like, I've eaten my leafy green vegetables for my lunch, and then after that you're like, oh, I'm supposed to walk. I eat vegetables, I walk. I eat vegetables, I walk. Something that you're already doing. Or some people, like if you're doing something and you like walk in the morning, say like you drink a cup of coffee. Oh, I went and got my coffee. I need to actually take a walk. I need to actually go and do this. What else can you do to habit stack? Getting your veggies ready for the next day. You can be like, okay, I made my dinner. Oh, let me, as soon as while my dinner is cooking, like on the stove, let me cut up a few more veggies to actually have to take with me for lunch tomorrow, or to have as a snack. So I'm not snacking on high fat, high sugar, high salt foods before bedtime or after dinner, and just have that there. So you just want to stack it with something else you're already doing. So that's called habit stacking. So I already know that I'm going to, let's say, watch a certain show on TV. We're going to use the evening time. And okay, so I'm going to do that, or I'll watch this, what is it? The Wheel of Fortune that comes on every single night. I'm going to watch that. Our Family Feud that comes on every night at this time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make sure I can get in my last, 20 ounces of water in my bottle. So I'm like, oh, every commercial I'm going to be drinking with that. So you're already watching Family Feud. That reminds you, because you're making it obvious, and then you're already watching it. So that's stacking upon something else that you're already going to be doing. As sitting and watching TV, you may get up and walk around the couch, but it still would work. So small steps compound over time. Okay, so that's why we do the habit stacking to actually help you to keep going. So doesn't feel overwhelming. You're already going to be doing something, and you just add in something else, a little something else after that. Okay, so first step, again, you want to choose one health habit that you can focus on. Choose one. Then you want to make sure you make it obvious, number two. And then you want to make sure that you stack it with something else you're already doing. So habit stacking. Okay, so that's number three. The fourth step we want to look at is to actually track your progress, because if you don't know what you've already done, it's hard to actually say if this is working for you or not. So you can journal. I also like to write stuff out. I got little note things all over everywhere, but to have that, you can have a journal, or you can use your phone. They have a notes app in your phone. I know my husband used that notes app for everything. I'm trying to get better, because then it can be wherever you go, and you're like, you don't say, oh man, I'm on vacation, I forgot my journal at home, I can't keep up with it. But you can keep a little notes app on your phone, and that way, which is very important, you want to track your progress so you can celebrate how well you're doing. Okay, you don't want to say, oh well, I was supposed to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I only did it on Monday and Wednesday this week. No, you can say, I did it on Monday and Wednesday this week. Yay! Okay, so that's why you want to track your progress. Okay, because every victory counts. Okay, every step forward you are moving towards actually building that habit to keep it long term actually deserves a celebration. Not a celebration with cake, but a celebration. Okay, and then number 5, which has to be one of the most important things, and we don't do it enough, is to be patient and give yourself grace. Okay, we are on a journey. We are always going to have some setbacks. We're always going to have some days that look better than other days. What we're doing as far as our health and our healthy lifestyle. But just to know, it's like, it didn't take me overnight to get here. It's okay. Time. I'm just going to use time. And that, today I just could not do it. I had to meet a deadline, or my ankle was hurting, or I just can't do it. Now, we don't want to necessarily give ourselves excuses to where we don't do it at all, ever. And therefore that, gets rid of our habit stacking and tracking our progress. But we do want to give ourselves grace along the way. And know once we was like, okay, I did not hit my mark today, but tomorrow's a new day. I did not eat my vegetables at this meal, but I got the next meal. I can do it then. Okay. So those are the things that you want to look at as you go along. You do not want to beat yourself down, because that can cause you overly stressed and feel overwhelmed. And then you try to make up and do double the next time, and therefore you burn out easier, right? So we don't want to do that. We do not want you to feel overwhelmed to where you feel like you cannot do anything at all. But we just want you to make small, simple changes along the journey, and knowing that you do not have to feel overwhelmed and you do not have to feel stuck. Okay. So today you listen to these 5 steps and you're like, hey, I'm going to start 1 step today, not tomorrow, today. Or like one of my favorite pastors, Pastor Benny, says, to now. You want to start to now. And you're going to get up and you're going to maybe go for a 10-minute walk. Okay. Yeah, to now. Don't hesitate. All right, so let me go through those steps again so you can actually keep track. So number 1, you want to choose one. That's why step 1, choose one habit to focus on. Okay. Step 2, you want to make it obvious. So you want to make it easier for you to see it and actually do it. Step 3, you want to actually stack it with another habit. So you pair it together with something you're already doing. That's the key, something you're already doing. So then it's something in your mind triggers, say, oh, I did this. Now I have to do my new habit. Habit stacking, number 3. Number 4, we want to track our progress in your notes app, in your journal. So you can celebrate those wins along the way. So you can encourage yourself, because there's going to be times, like we say in step 5, you have to remember to be patient with yourself, but then look at how far you have come on your journey. Okay. Patience and grace is step number 5. So you can do it, right? I do not want to hear that, like, Dr. Amanda, that's too hard, that's too overwhelming. No, those simple 5 steps we all can do, right? And it doesn't matter if you've been doing certain things all this time. You're just going to one new thing, no matter what habit it is, no matter what type of new journey you want to start. You can use these 5 steps for anything. I usually like to focus on health and well-being, because that's what I do. So if you feel stuck, or you need guidance to go to where you want to go, or even like, where am I going to start because I just feel overwhelmed? I know you told me these 5 steps, but I just need a clear plan, an achievable plan to actually go. Book your appointment today with me, Dr. Amanda, at www.dramandamd.com. And for those that don't know, it's Adkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine. This is where we help you along your journey. Okay. So do not forget that we're here to help you along. You can use these 5 steps to get started, or you can, call me, book your appointment through my website, and we'll get you going. Okay. So I want to see what you're going to do. So don't forget to write your habit in the comments so I can come back and read them and encourage you along the way. And bless the health to y'all. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.